Welcome to the Unfuck Your Fitness podcast. I am your host, Christy Castillo, and I'm here to give you real talk and cut the BS so you can actually enjoy building a body you love. I'm a personal trainer obsessed with giving you simple action steps to take you from feeling stuck to feeling sexy. Let's go. What's up, guys? In this episode, I am going to break down my top 7 fitness tips for you. And these tips are the things that I believe you must do, you must know ahead of time, really, to be able to set a plan in place, to be able to take the action that you want to take to get the results that you want. I think so often we think, I'm just going to start on Monday and I'm going to start doing all the things that I need to do to get the results that I want. And you really don't think ahead and you really don't honestly know what those things are to begin with. So these 7 tips, my goal in sharing these 7 tips with you is for you to be able to think ahead and to really know honestly what it's going to take for you to get the results that you want and for you to be able to take the action necessary. It's not that you don't want to take the action. It's not that you're lazy. It's not that you don't want to put in the work. You want to put in the work. But putting in that hard work, you want to be able to see the results as well. And so I think these things are going to really open your eyes and to give you a really standard guideline for what you need to do to be able to kick some ass in this journey. So let's get into it. Number 1 is to have a routine. I hate to break it to you, but you will not accidentally wake up one morning with a better body or a better life. You can't half-ass your way through this journey. You must have a routine. I personally thrive off of routine, but if you are someone who hates a routine, I want you to listen very closely to me when I say, I do not mean that you need to have a corny morning routine or a corny night routine. And I'm not making fun of morning and night routines. I do think that they are very special. They work. They have a very important place in your life. But as a busy mom of teenagers who has not much time to get things done, I just really don't have time right now to do extra things. And so I want to make sure that you know that your routine doesn't have to look like anyone else's, and your routine doesn't have to even be anything extra. You don't have to meditate. You don't have to journal. You don't have to pray. You don't have to do any of those things, and I'm not knocking them. If you do want to do those things, please, please, please do. They're awesome. They're very important. But when you're just starting out, I feel like a lot of people try to do everything that they see on social media or see someone else doing, and that's not necessary. What I mean by a routine is just, the point of a routine is actually just to make things so habitual and so routine, like just so thoughtless that there's no way you can't hit your goals because you do it every day without thinking. So you're going to do it no matter what. So your routine can be literally as simple as hitting these 3 things a day that I teach my ladies. I have my ladies hit their water goals, hit the weights, and hit their protein. So what that looks like for you, it doesn't matter. Just make it a routine. If you need to get up first thing in the morning, chug your pre-workout, get your workout in, start hitting your water, start hitting your protein goals. If that means eating the same thing for breakfast every day, so you hit that number, that's fine. And then maybe your next routine is at night, you lay down in bed, you track your food for the next day, you look at your workout to see what you're going to do and get everything in place. That can be your routine. It just needs to happen at the same time most days so that there's no way that you ran out of time for a workout or you didn't have time to meal prep or you forgot your water bottle. Like, it just needs to be so simple, so habitual, and so routine. So your routine can look nothing like anyone else's, and it can still be very, very successful. You just need to have a routine that works, and it has to be something you can actually do daily forever. Otherwise, you're just setting yourself up to fail. Number 2 is to make goals that are not weight-based. So of course, when you're setting a goal for yourself in your fitness journey, you're going to say things like, I want to lose 20 pounds, I want to tone up, and those things are great. You want to have an overall goal. but you cannot control the end outcome on a daily basis. And so the goals that I want you to set for yourself are to hit 4 workouts a week, to hit your water goal every day this week, to hit your macros 5 days a week. I want you to set your goals as things that you can control, because these action steps that you're taking, hitting the workouts, hitting your water, hitting your macros, those are things you can control. And those are also things that will affect the outcome. But you cannot control the outcome. You have to control your actions in the meantime, control your habits, control your routine so that you get to the end result that you are looking for. But the only thing they think they enjoy is running. So all they do is run for exercise. Well, you will not necessarily lose weight, and you will definitely not tone up your entire body by going for a daily run. So we can definitely add running to your workout routine because you enjoy it. But you also, if your goal is to tone up, you also want to be hitting the weights, going to the gym, doing workouts that align with that goal. So you want to combine the two. So to make sure you are doing something you enjoy, if that's cardio, running, and you also want to make sure that you're doing workouts that are going to get you the results that you want. So hitting the weights. Make sure that you're doing both. If you're just doing workouts you hate because you're going to get the results that you want, you won't do them long term. And if you're only doing workouts that you enjoy but are not going to get you the results, you won't be doing that long either, because if you're not getting the results, you're not going to have the motivation to keep doing that thing, even if you enjoy it. It's going to become something you don't enjoy because you're not seeing the results, and it'll just seem like a waste of time. Number 4, don't be afraid to change things up and to set new goals. I have changed my goals countless times over the path of my journey, and that's okay. If you're doing something, kind of like I was just saying in number 3, if you're doing something that isn't working, stop doing it. Stop doing it all the time anyway, definitely. If you decide it's not for you, then quit. Just because other people are doing something that you don't like, that doesn't mean that you have to do it. Just because you set a goal to work out 7 days a week, if you're not hitting that goal because you're too busy and it's unrealistic, which I don't want you working out 7 days a week anyway, but that's another story, then stop and cut back to 5 days a week so that it's a goal that you can actually hit. If you are setting unrealistic goals and they're not working for you, change it up. Don't always be so quick to blame yourself. Sometimes it's not you that's not working. Sometimes it's the plan or the diet or the exercise or the macros. Sometimes it's those things that aren't working. And it's okay to switch it up. It doesn't mean that you failed. It just means that that is not working for you and your lifestyle and your goals. And it's okay to pivot. In fact, you must learn to be able to pivot, and you must learn to be able to quit, say no, and set new goals to be able to do this long term. Because your goals right now, if you're in your 20s, your goals right now are not going to be the same as they will be when you're in your 40s. And that's okay. Number 5, as far as macros and food go, protein over everything. We'll talk more about macros in an upcoming episode, but I just want you to know that the amount of protein you eat in a day matters. Dare I say it matters the most. I personally recommend you consume 1 gram of protein per pound of your goal body weight. To start, that's a good starting place without hiring a coach or using a macro calculator that sometimes online don't work anyway or are not accurate. That's a really good starting place. So if your goal weight is 140 pounds, you would consume 140 grams of protein per day. And if this sounds absolutely insane, you need to follow my Instagram page, Christy Castillo Fit, where I talk so much about protein, you'll probably get sick of it. But just one thing that protein will do for you as you are on your weight loss fitness journey, as you are losing weight, hitting that adequate protein amount for your body, this will keep you from losing the muscle, and it will allow you to lose fat. So consuming enough protein will keep the muscle tone that you're looking for in your body, and you won't shed that muscle. You will instead shed the fat. And that's what you want when you're building your body. So many people cut calories. They're not paying attention to what they're eating. They're just trying to eat less. Therefore, your body perhaps will lose weight, but the weight you're losing will be muscle instead of fat. So it's very important that you start to look at the labels on the foods that you're eating now. when you go to the store, compare options of what you're eating now and see if there are higher protein options just in different brands, perhaps. Double up on the protein items that you're eating now, or do some research and get more protein in your diet. This is absolutely key. Hitting your macros is very, very important. But for just starting out, and even now in my journey, hitting my protein is more important than anything else food related. Number 6, tell someone your goals to hold you accountable. Tell someone you trust your goals and have them either hold you accountable or join you in the process. Motivation won't always stick with you, and it's important to have someone there to push you along, especially those days where you don't feel like going to the gym, you don't feel like getting your workout in, you want a bucket of ice cream because you're really sad, life's kicking your ass, whatever it may be, but choose this person very carefully. You want someone who you trust. You want someone who will not try to talk you down or belittle you for your goals, whatever they may be. And you want someone who's not just going to tell you to go ahead and eat that bucket of ice cream because you've had a bad day. You want someone who will remind you of your goals, remind you of what you want, why you want it, and maybe even go to the gym with you. Maybe even show up with you or definitely for you on those days when you're having a bad day and you don't feel like doing the things you promised yourself. It's so important that you choose the right person for this. This is a lonely journey at times, and it's really important to have people in your life, in your path, along with you that will lift you up and keep you motivated. It's so easy, especially as an outsider, for people to not understand your journey, to not understand why you're doing this, to maybe even sometimes be jealous of your passion, your new goals, your new fire for this life or this goal that you have. So it's really important, if you do choose someone to hold you accountable, that it's the right person. I say if you choose someone because I'm the type of person that prefers to do things alone. I don't like to have someone giving me their 2 cents on my goals or telling me that I look okay. I don't need to do that anymore. I can take a day off, because sometimes it doesn't come down to what I look like. Sometimes it comes down to, I need to go to the gym because I promised myself I would. I need to move my body because I've been sitting all day. I need to put some earbuds in and just go kick some ass for a while and get my workout done and have that alone time for myself. It's a lot more than what people see on the outside. And I have a lot of clients too that say they just will rely on me for motivation or support. So you can definitely do that as well. But if you are the kind of person that needs that accountability, make sure you have that accountability and make sure it's the right person, someone you can trust. Number 7, lastly, but probably most importantly, make sure that your mindset is set to long term. You're probably not going to like this, but I want you to know right out the start line that this is going to take longer than you want. And I'm just being honest. I'm here to give it to you straight. You have a lot to unlearn. You have heard a lot of things over the years. You've witnessed a lot of diets from women in your life, men in your life, friends, family, online, social media, influencers, commercials. You've heard a lot of things, and you are going to have to unlearn most of those things to be able to get started in this journey on the right foot and continue it. And so that's going to take a little bit more time. And actually, I don't think that that's a bad thing. I know I said you're not going to want to hear this and that I'm just being honest with you because a lot of people don't like to hear this. But if you flip that and realize that it really is a long-term journey. So what's the rush? Had a lot of ladies that have started, 30-day challenges, and they've maybe even done great in these 30-day challenges, but they don't know what to do after those challenges. And so why set a goal for 30 days think of how much different your body will look from now and 30 days, or from how different your body will look from now and 2 years. The transformation will be absolutely amazing the further down the road you get. So it's not necessarily a bad thing to think about it as being long-term. Also, you're allowed to make more mistakes when you make your mindset long-term. You're allowed to take a little bit longer. You're allowed to mess up. You're allowed to have some rest days. You're allowed to give yourself more grace. And I think that that's so important. And like I said, it can be a really, really good thing if you flip it from thinking this is going to take longer than you want in a bad way. Think about that in a good way. Also, think about the fact that if you're getting the results you want over a longer period of time, they're sustainable and you're going to keep them forever. And that, my friends, wraps up my top 7 fitness tips. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you enjoyed these tips. And I hope you know that this really does get to be this simple. These are the things that really, really matter in your journey. So often it's just overcomplicated, and it doesn't need to be that complicated. It gets to be simple. Tell yourself it gets to be simple. I'm here in this podcast to unfuck your fitness journey, and that's exactly what we did today. Thanks for listening to today's show. Go ahead and leave a rating and a review. And of course, follow the podcast so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And I would love it so much if you came to connect with me over on Instagram at Christy Castillo Fit. I will see you next time.